It's so cool to see how the innovation just continues within our customer base as people figure out the ways and the methods of using quiz funnels to, number one, help their audience. That's honestly the biggest thing that I hear from all these folks when I interview them. I'm just like, you actually care to help the audience. There is no hiding that when I'm talking to people. It's so clear to me that they actually are in it because they care to help other people either solve a problem that they personally had, or solve a problem that they know causes people a lot of pain and strife, or help them get something that they know will make their life better. That's what people are in it for. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Interact podcast. My name is Josh Hanum, co-founder and CEO at Interact. Today, I am here all by myself talking about Instagram quiz funnels for educators specifically. This is a trend and a niche where there's been so much success in 2025 that I believe is going to continue into 2026. And I want to break down some of the stories that people have shared with me on this podcast in the last 12 months about their success using quizzes to generate leads, grow their email list, specifically from Instagram, using Reels with many chat automations. These quizzes collectively have generated over $1 million in incremental revenue. The average value of a lead for our customers, when you bake them all together, is around $4. That's how much value on average in terms of product sales that people are getting from the leads that they bring in. And these quizzes in particular have generated more than 300,000 leads combined. Some of them I have exact numbers on, and I have more details on how the funnel works. Others I just have high level metrics on, and the customers have been using these quizzes for years and years now on Instagram. So that gives you a lot of confidence in them. So let's break these down. Let's go from the top. First one, from Advice with Erin. I talked to Erin last November, and she had come in because she was trying another platform. I think it was Jotform was the quiz survey service she was trying to use. They were charging her like $10,000 because her quiz was going to get a lot of traffic. So we spoke really briefly. We made sure that her quiz was dialed in. Everything, honestly, credit to her. Really, really great content. It's a career archetype quiz. So she's in the career space. It's really most similar to a career aptitude test. And for years, Erin had been recommending aptitude tests from other providers, but there was just some missing pieces in how those things functioned. So she decided to make her own. She did. It's an excellent quiz. And to date, it's generated over 140,000 new email subscribers to her email list. When I interviewed her, she said that was the majority of how she had grown her list. Erin has about 8 million combined followers across these social platforms. What it looks like, based on the reels that she's created, most of the traction for the quiz has come from Instagram. That was at least the case when we spoke in January of 2025, and she's continued to create reels about it through this year. It's such an excellent use case of a quiz because the reason why people want to take her quiz is because they feel like they're in the wrong job. They feel like something is off, and they DM her about this constantly. They're like, why? What is wrong? Why do I feel like I'm in the wrong job? And so she made it a quiz to help them figure out what type of job, not specifically like a job. The results do list like examples of jobs that match your type, but it's more about finding your type, because archetype quizzes in general, literally the definition of an archetype is a trope, like a definition of a personality that everybody can immediately empathize with and recognize and be like, oh, that makes sense. I am that type of person. It makes you feel included. It makes you feel less alone. And I could imagine, especially in the career space, feeling less alone if you're searching for a job and you feel like it's a very difficult, lonely process. That's got to feel pretty good. And so I would imagine that's why so many people were DMing her, asking what job is right for me because I feel like I'm in the wrong job. And so she made this career aptitude quiz. That one connects up to Kit. So that's how the funnel works. The results that are sent out are specific to which result you get. So it segments in Kit. And then it leads into her newsletter. Her newsletter has sponsors. And so that's the main revenue model for her. That's what she shared on the podcast. And so in terms of adding revenue, right, the more subscribers you have, especially if they are engaged, which you said they are, that come from the quiz, then you can charge more for those newsletter sponsorships. So that's the revenue model there, and the reason why all those leads do translate into revenue. So the funnel there is Instagram Reels, ManyChat automation to send people the quiz if they comment to take the quiz. Interact handles the quiz and the lead capture. That goes into Kit and segments out depending on which result you get. That email newsletter is sponsored, and that's where the revenue goes up as the number of subscribers goes up. So really cool funnel there. So that's number one on the list from 2025. These are not in any particular order. Honestly, these people are all so impressive. I don't pick favorites. I just think they're all really cool. That was just the first in chronological order. That was one of the early episodes from this season of Interact podcast. The next one is from Carly Banks. Carly Banks is the founder of The Habit, Ayurveda. And what her quiz is about, it's an Ayurvedic body type quiz. And the reason why somebody would take that is because they feel like they don't have energy. That's what people are constantly telling her. They're like, I don't feel like I have energy. What's going on? And the answer to that is dependent on what body type you have. So she has this great quiz that helps you figure out which body type you are, and then gives simple recommendations, just daily habits you can change, that help you optimize your habits so that you have more energy. The way that one works, again, Instagram Reel, ManyChat automation goes into the quiz. That goes into Flowdesk. It segments based on which body type you are. Then there is a follow-up $9 product. And then there are more higher ticket products down the line. And so that's how the funnel works. That has collected over 170,000 leads. And verbatim, when I asked her how it's been for her business, she was like, I live a good life, and that is thanks to the quiz. And that's about as good of an endorsement as we can expect or ever hope for at Interact, and we're super grateful for that. We're grateful for Carly. It's just such a good use case of a quiz, and honestly, it's just super helpful. Like, everybody feels like they could use more energy, right? And having that set up is just such a super smart way to do it. She has the reels going. The reels talk about the different body types and then send you into the quiz. And then she also will run paid ads as well for that funnel. And that's been her funnel for 5-6 years now. So quite a while on that one. And super cool use case. I think it's awesome. Next one is from Mrs. Dow Jones, finance educator. And her quizzes are all about finding your financial pathway to getting what you want. So the flagship quiz that she has helps you build your financial future. You answer a few questions about your goals and your current status and all that kind of stuff, and then it gives you a pathway forward. Like mine that I always get when I take this, which is no surprise to anybody listening, is I'm told to be an entrepreneur in order to reach my financial goals, which it makes perfect sense. That is actually what I've already done. So that is a super cool use case. It's featured in her link in bio. That one's using Comey for the link in bio, Comey.io. And then it captures the email and segments based on which result you get, which then drops you into the email list. The email list there is also has sponsors featured, as well as Mrs. Dow Jones has her own products. So that's how that translates into revenue down the line. And gosh, it's just such a good use case because everybody wants more money. Everybody wants more financial freedom. Everybody wants to understand money better, but we don't like to talk about it. And so her quizzes do a great job of just kind of like making it comfortable, making it fun, making it easy, making it simple. And then obviously on the backside, growing that email list is helpful in terms of sponsorship revenue as well as converting into product sales. So that is such a good use case of a quiz. The next one is from Jamie C. Jamie is in the business and entrepreneurship space, really getting at the heart of things, like the internal blockers that are preventing you from your most successful entrepreneurship journey, your most successful business. That resonates with me so much as a founder, where it's like, honestly, the logistics stuff and the strategies are not that complicated. It's all the other stuff that trips us up. Jamie does really cool work there. She came on the podcast this year, and her quiz has brought in 14,000 leads so far. It's only been live for a few months, so it's a newer implementation, but it is a visibility archetype quiz. So you're finding your archetype as it pertains to showing up and being visible online, which, if you're listening, you can probably resonate with this. Like, things have shifted so much for us as entrepreneurs, right? Like, we used to be able to create content. It would go out on Google. You could kind of be faceless a lot of the time. You didn't have to get up and get ready every day. Now you got to be on video. That's kind of the only option if you want to break through, especially with AI coming on the scene. It's like, hey, how are you going to show up as an individual with a personality? That's going to set you apart. And so Jamie's quiz helps you find your archetype, which then gives you confidence to show up and be that person that you want to be. Same setup, so Instagram promotion as well as on the website for her. She also has a really great podcast that funnels into it as well. Then you go through the quiz, you opt in, it segments you based on your results. And Jamie's business model is a membership. It's a great membership where you get ongoing support, because obviously it's not just a one-time thing. Getting used to being visible online, it's uncomfortable for a long time. And so having that community is super, super helpful. So that's how it funnels in. She gave me some numbers on the conversions on the podcast. I cannot remember right now. What I do remember was that she was happy with the results and it had been a great lead magnet for her. So I think that's awesome. The next one comes from Salary Transparent Street. I interviewed Hannah on the podcast this year. She said that her quiz is the best lead magnet that they've had. It replaced a PDF download, which is a really common thing that happens. You have a PDF and the PDF has all the information, but it's not broken down based on like your particular interests. So the quiz allows you to break it down and just show you the segments of that PDF that are relevant to you as an individual. So now instead of a full PDF, you're just looking at one section and it's personalized to you. Her quiz is an assessment. Are you underpaid is the title of it. So it helps you figure out if you are underpaid. Salary Transparent Street, if you're not familiar with that brand, they do on the street interviews. They stop people, say, hey, what do you do? How much do you make? What did you make when you started out? What do you make now? What advice do you have? It's really, really great. And the whole goal there is salary transparency, because Hannah started that company because she realized she was being underpaid for her job. Like, other people next to her were getting paid more for doing the same job. And that's not right. So this whole mission is to help people understand. And the quiz is a continuation of that. So again, it came from what people wanted to know. People wanted to know if they were underpaid. That's the premise of the brand. And then the quiz is a continuation of that. Now, they've also built out a portfolio of quizzes, which is super cool, that do different things like, oh, what kind of tech job is right for you? What kind of trade job is right for you? That kind of stuff. Super cool. I like that a lot. I think it's great. The next one that comes to mind is from Charlotte Grimmel. Charlotte runs a brand called The Mind Friend. This is also in the entrepreneurship space. And her quiz is a diagnostic. So it helps you figure out what's holding you back from success, what's your hidden success blocker. Again, addressing that mental side of things where it's just like, something's off here. And that's the reason why you're trying so hard and you're not getting anywhere. And you know something is off. And so then you take her quiz to figure out what is off. And again, she said it's been super successful. Not specific numbers on this one, but based on the fact that the reel that she has for it is pinned to the top of her Instagram, I would imagine it is the top performing lead magnet right now. Now, that's an important little tangent caveat there. Quizzes are not meant to be like everything for everyone. Sometimes they are, like with the habit with Carly, they are, and it works great, and that's super awesome. But other times it's one of a portfolio of lead magnets that you'll put on rotation, which takes us to our next quiz example, which is from Jenna Kutcher. Jenna Kutcher is a business coach and teaches online marketing. She has a really great quiz that helps you figure out how to level up in your business, in your entrepreneurship journey. And that quiz is kind of a cross between an archetype quiz and a diagnostic. Like, it's both helping you figure out who you are and what your strengths are, and it's also helping you figure out what you should be offboarding. So it gives very specific recommendations, very simple, very straightforward. Jenna's quizzes over the years since 2018, when she started using them, so it's been 7 going on 8 years, have generated over 100,000 leads. And it's been really cool to see how she's had different quizzes that go into the portfolio of lead magnets that she has over time, and how she's adapted them and changed them. I would say the main thing that's changed is they've just become simpler and more straightforward and more to the point, which is awesome. I mean, that's like so helpful, right? Like, who doesn't want that? That's like so useful for the audience. And Jenna always does such a good job of making sure that whatever she creates is really helpful to the audience. The next one is from Michelle Shapiro. She is a dietitian, RD, and the quizzes, she has multiple ones, but the one that I remember is, are you living in a highly sensitive body? So again, an assessment. It helps you figure out if you are living in a highly sensitive body, because if you are, then the way that you approach nutrition has to be different. You are different, which is neither good nor bad. It just is. And so the quiz that she has, it lists out the signs that you could be living in a highly sensitive body in a carousel post on Instagram. Then you comment through ManyChat again, our good friends over there, sends you the link to the quiz. You go through the quiz, you answer the questions, you put in your email, goes to the email software, segments based on whether or not you are living in a highly sensitive body, gives you the outcome, and then gives you recommendations and suggestions and all that kind of good stuff. So super cool implementation there as well. And again, driving that traffic over from Instagram to become leads. And that's been super successful for her. She's run 2 or 3 different quizzes that have all done really, really well. And those are the ones that like jump to my mind. I'm not gonna claim that I remembered everybody, so please don't be offended if I did. But these are examples of quizzes being used on Instagram specifically for creator educators to convert that following and convert ad traffic into email subscribers and leads that increases your revenue. Because at the end of the day, right, these funnels have to increase revenue. Otherwise, it's not worth your time and effort. But what I really enjoy about each and every one of these examples, and this is the through line between all of them, is that they answer questions that the audiences of these creators, of these business owners, I feel like creator is cutting it short for these folks, because they run businesses and they are founder-led businesses. They're using their creative abilities to grow their businesses and help more people. And so that's really it. Like, creator gets that term right of like, that's just somebody that's making fun content or whatever. These are true businesses that are doing true revenue, and this is how they're growing it. But when they answer the questions that their audiences really care to know the answers to, that's the thing that connects all of these. And I think it's super cool, and it's super awesome for us to hear in terms of the mission of Interact, because when we started it way back in the day, we started it for the same reason. We had the exact same experience. My co-founders and I were running a different business, and we had a bunch of traffic coming through. This was on a website back in the day, and that traffic wasn't converting. So we did a quiz, and the quiz helped the traffic convert. The quiz answered the question that we knew the people coming to the website had in their minds. And so that's why it worked. And I think it's just really, it's like the intuitive power that always impresses me about these folks that are making these quizzes that are really successful. It's knowing what it is that their audience really, really wants to know an answer to. And they want to know an answer in a way that's particular to that individual. They're not just asking like, oh, what's the best job? They're asking, what's the best job for me? They're not just asking like, oh, what does it mean to be a highly sensitive person? They want to know, am I a highly sensitive person, right? So it's this personalization aspect of it. It's the helpfulness aspect of it. All those things are super cool. And again, tying back to real revenue, you got the real, goes to ManyChat, goes to Interact, goes to whatever email software you're using, segments those emails, goes to the email list where you are then either able to increase your sponsorship rates, sell low ticket offers, leading into higher ticket offers, sell physical products. Those are all things that you can do in email. And the reason why email is so good for that is that people are used to that. Like, people don't mind if you send them a Black Friday discount on email a few times, or they don't mind if you launch a new product. On Instagram, it's a little more iffy. Like, you might get flamed if you just go out there and be like, I got a new product. People are like, I don't care. I want to be entertained. And so it's a great way to move people over from the entertainment education world into the email world, where you continue mostly entertaining and educating, but you can also sprinkle in those sponsored offers, those product offers, that kind of stuff. So those are the examples that I think really exemplify how to do this very well in 2025. Going into 2026, I think we'll see a lot more of this as a trend, as audiences especially grow on Instagram. You can do the same thing with a podcast, with a YouTube channel. Those are the other ones that are growing a lot right now. It's the same principle, like you're answering the customer question, and it moves them over to your email list. So that is the podcast for today. Again, my name's Josh, co-founder at Interact. Been doing quizzes for 13 years, and it's so cool to see how the innovation just continues within our customer base as people figure out the ways and the methods of using quiz funnels to, number one, help their audience. That's honestly the biggest thing that I hear from all these folks when I interview them. I'm just like, you actually care to help the audience. Like, there is no hiding that when I'm talking to people. It's so clear to me that they actually are in it because they care to help other people either solve a problem that they personally had, or solve a problem that they know causes people a lot of pain and strife, or help them get something that they know will make their life better. That's what people are in it for. But then the quiz is a great mechanism. It's a great system. It's a great funnel to make the revenue make sense so that you can continue offering and being helpful to as many people as possible. So thanks for listening. My name's Josh, and this is the Interact Podcast.